My sister is pissed off that I stopped seeing our mom because she's being disgusting and creepy, and I don't know what to do. I need to talk about this, but I don't know how to start, other than to say, my dad is not an angel either, but when it comes to his kids, he at least made an attempt to be there for us. My mother has a mental health diagnosis that she uses as an excuse for her behavior, but she refuses to seek any form of treatment. Growing up, my sister and I would either come home to a dead silent house, with our mother curled up in bed or on the couch, too depressed to move, or find her deep cleaning the house to music so loud we could hear it from our bus stop. Sadly, the depressed moods were what we looked forward to, because she also became extremely verbally abusive, and at times even physically abusive, though never to extremes. She would constantly accuse my father of cheating and refuse to even sleep in the same room as him. No idea if he was, wouldn't super surprise me, but also, I don't know. The one time he tried to send her to inpatient treatment, when she got out after 72 hours, she told him that if he ever did that again, she would divorce him and said a bunch of other threatening things. My father was too scared of the threats to try to force help again after that, and she just got worse as time went on. Eventually, when I was 16 and my sister was 14, we heard her screaming on the phone that she was going to kill herself in front of us. I got us out of the house and took her swimming at the creek near our home, because at 16, I had no clue what else to do. That day, when we finally got back, my dad sat us down and told us that he and our mother were going to get a divorce. He didn't expect us to be relieved by the news until my sister broke down and told him that we had heard what she said on the phone. There was a lot of crying, a lot of court dates, protective orders, and a bunch of other stuff that ended with us not having to see our mother unless we wanted to. I suppose when it sunk in that we didn't want to be around her when she was acting like a loon, she decided to take her mental health more seriously, but she never forgave my father for leaving her at her darkest moment. I can't really blame him though, because that house was hell when she was in it. Anyway, I'm 22 now, and my dad has started dating again this year. The woman he's been seeing is lovely, age appropriate too, and they do cute old people stuff together, even though they aren't that old, lol, farmers markets, antique stores, and yard sales every weekend, ha. My mother took it hard for some reason, even though she has been dating on and off since the divorce. She's been saying everything from how he left her for a cow to claiming that she always knew he had been cheating and that this was the proof. It got to the point where we had an argument that unfortunately got a little heated and ended with me saying something like, "You're divorced, get over it, how are you not effing embarrassed," and something about lacking pride. All of which I ended up apologizing for, because even if I think I was right, I do, it was a pretty cruel thing to say. Cut to less than a month after that argument, and she starts showing off her new boyfriend, who happens to be closer to my sister's age than hers. I am well aware this relationship is meant to be a middle finger to my dad, but I can't help it. It's effing gross. It's effing gross, dude. This guy is younger than me and is playing house with my mid-50s mother? It's weird, and predatory, and gross. But he is a legal adult, and there's really nothing I can do about it. Anything I could say to my mother would turn into a game of, "So it's okay for your dad to date, but not me," as if dating is the thing that's effing appalling about it. Part of me thinks he's only with her because she got the house in the divorce and is doing fairly well for our area, financially speaking. The rest of me thinks she groomed this dude. So I've pretty much stopped communicating. I never give a real explanation for why I can't come over or talk on the phone, just that it's really busy at work. My sister came over Monday and said that our mom really misses me and hopes I can come around this weekend, because she's planning to make my old favorite for dinner on Saturday. I'm not sure what that means, unless she's talking about a cold slice of hot and ready that I had to sneak for my sister and me while she wasn't looking, but whatever. I tried to hedge around the issue, but my sister wouldn't drop it, and I ended up snapping that I didn't want to go watch a 50-something get handsy with a college freshman. My sister ended up looking absolutely shocked by this and asked if I was serious. When I shrugged and nodded, she started cursing me 7 ways to Sunday and asking why I had such a problem with mom being happy finally. I said that I'd just prefer if she was happy with someone actually old enough for her, and I wasn't going to pretend to be cool with it, so I figured she probably wouldn't want me around. My sister ended up hitting me, getting herself barred from my place in the process, and now my mother has been sending woe is me texts and voicemails of her crying and asking if I hate her, and all this other crap I just can't deal with. I don't want to tell my friends about it because they don't know how messed up my family is and have mostly interacted with my dad or my sister, if any of my family at all. Sorry for the length, but I feel better already just getting it out, ha. Thanks for reading, if you did. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. You sound exhausted. Can't you cut off contact for a while to give yourself a break? Ops response. I don't think I could block her. I get really scared that she's going to hurt herself and not be able to reach me. I've had nightmares about it since I was a teen. I mostly just try to keep my contact to a minimum. I do love my mom, even with her mistakes and bad behavior, she is my mom, and I always hope that things will change. Had Op's mother been in therapy before she got together with her boyfriend? She was in therapy and on medication for her bipolar disorder before they got together. When it comes to happiness, I don't know. I know she was happy when I met him, but she had been happy with each of her other boyfriends, who weren't younger than her children, and it went away soon after. There's no telling what they're like behind closed doors. Maybe you're right and it's some beautiful romance I'm too squeamish to see, but I don't really care. It's still weird and upsetting for a person her age to cast her net for high school grads and college freshmen. God knows any chance she had at ever meeting my friends flew out the window over her head the minute I saw the dude. They wouldn't go for it, but God, How embarrassing that would be. And I don't think it's fair to pit it as, but she needs to take advantage of this young person, for mental health purposes, and treat me like I'm a bad son for finding it gross. I would think it was gross if it was my dad with a 19 or 20-year-old too. That's effing creepy and weird. And again, nothing I can do about it, they're both free legal adults, but I'm not going to sit in her house and pretend not to be disgusted by her actions. I just can't. I guess I just thought that it would be better for her mental health to think her son is busy until this phase is over, rather than that he is actively disgusted by her. Not my fault, my sister pressed, then spilled the beans. Can Ops seek therapy for himself in order to deal with his mother's situation? Therapy isn't really an option for me. I don't have health insurance and can't really afford to pay out of pocket. Also, the only mental health facility near me that I know of is the one my mother went to for inpatient and goes to now regularly, but complains often, and if any one of the stories she told were true, I'd really rather not go near them. Was there favoritism in the family? My sister always wanted mom to like her. Without getting into it too much, mom always favored me, not enough to mean I wasn't treated like garbage, but if I was garbage, my sister was crap on her shoe. I tried to help where I could, but honestly at that age I was so angry all the time I was busy picking fights with dudes 3 times my size. I think I can take him. Spoiler, I could not. Dad and I always got along because he was a high school football star, and I went into football young as well. So my sister told me when we were older that she felt like I took both of her parents. Dad and she argue a lot now that she's an adult, so I think she's been gravitating to our mother, who she listens to, and has said things about how dad ruined the family, but when we were young, she was as on board as anyone else. I don't like the switch up, but bringing it up is a guaranteed screaming match, so I stopped. I, on the other hand, argue with our mother a lot, like what's mentioned in the original post, and naturally gravitate to the one who doesn't give me high blood pressure every time I visit. Probably not fair to either of them, but it is what it is. Update 11 months later. Hi. Just remember this account because I was talking to my sister recently, and the big fight came up, and I remembered that a couple of people asked for an update if there was one, so I decided to give one. Someone on my last post said something that I just couldn't shake off, about bipolar disorder being hereditary, and I kept thinking about it and getting sick, going through my sister's behavior at the time and how she had changed. Without getting too into her business, my mother wasn't the only issue, the hitting wasn't the only issue, but at the time I just thought she was going through an, I'm an adult, I can do whatever I want, type of phase, which I admit, I went through. It wasn't until someone pointed it out that it kind of lined up in my head. I ended up talking my sister into seeing someone, just to get tested. I agreed to do it as well, because she had a whole, I'm not crazy, you're crazy, freak out on me. I looked into it, because another comment had mentioned pay scaling, and found an option in our price range at the time, though now I have insurance through my new job, so soon neither of us will have to worry about that as much. I triple checked I could put her on my insurance. I got lucky since she's still in college. Anyway, after talking to our respective therapists/psychologists, it seems that she is bipolar 1, like our mother, whereas I have PTSD, surrounding my mother and her care. She jokes that I got off lucky because she has to take big ol' horse pills, and I get a free pass to smoke weed. My mom stopped seeing the little boy only a few weeks after the post. I knew it was a phase. From what my sister says, she's been dating another man now, but hasn't changed the way she acts. I think my sister is close to cutting off contact with her too, which, despite how cruel it sounds, I am hopeful for. For me, cutting contact came after my therapist said that what I saw as normal arguments between us was me becoming triggered. Feels weird to use that word, I've never been the kind of jerk to hate trigger warnings, but to think they apply to me is weird, because she was always reminding me of the worst times of my life. I thought about that a lot and decided I agreed. Fighting with her about it would get me nowhere, so I just told her I didn't want to see her for a while and blocked her. She didn't take it that well, but she calmed down after the first couple of weeks. On a much happier note, my dad is getting married to his girlfriend, which I am so excited for. She's such a lovely lady, and they share so many passions. Their antique glass collection belongs in a museum, and I've never seen two people more happy. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. I'm honestly glad to hear a happy update from you, Up. Sounds like everyone you care about in your life is moving forward, as well as you. And I'm wishing you guys the best, keep taking care of yourself. Op's response. Thank you. I have to admit, I've been doing so much better since I decided to follow the advice from the last one, and I really wanted to thank the people who gave it. More specifically, the people who made me consider that my sister's mental health might be affecting her decisions. I didn't even consider that before then, and I am so lucky someone else did. Commenter 2. Congratulations to your dad and future stepmother, Up. I'm also glad you and your sister have some answers medically now. I hope your relationship has improved as well. Either way, I'm glad things seem to be going better for you. Op's response. We're doing a lot better. She's off doing school stuff more often than not, but that's nothing to complain about. We hang out when we can, and we don't fight anymore, mostly, lol. I mean, she is still my sister, lol. Commenter 3. Op, you're a great sibling, as well as a great child to both of your parents, although your mother's illness clouds her ability to recognize how protective you are of her. So happy you sought testing and therapy for yourself and sis, especially sis. Untreated, bipolar symptoms can certainly exacerbate, and conditions worsen. You likely have sis in a much better place now. Best wishes. Please keep us apprised. Op's response. She is. She's been doing so well in school, though that's nothing new. Growing up, she would help me with my homework, despite being 2 years below me. She's an honest-to-God genius, and it was weird seeing her not care about that for a while, but I really just thought it was a phase. I am so eternally grateful for the people who told me it might not be. I can't imagine where my sister would have ended up if she waited as long as our mother did to get help.